Hello everybody, welcome in this tutorial. Today we will learn how to use my Max for Life merger LFO. First we will take a sound, simple sound. In the user library I have a place where I have my sounds. I will take a drone like this one, for example. And I will take it and work with. So I will activate the loop in order to work better. And now if you download the Max for Life object, you will have normally this element alt-av-lib merger mlfo1 for audio, and you have the other version in Max Media FX alt-av-lib merger mlfo2 in order to use for MIDI tracks or MIDI elements, but it's basically the same thing. Today we will work with this one. The first thing you need to know is to map in the LFO, so you need to click there and click in another button like this, general bottom, and that's all. We can use other elements with this part, but we don't need it now. If you want to stop the mapping, you need to do this. So now, in order to avoid the saturation, we will ask the LFO to be less in the maximum. So now we don't have 6 dBs, but more or less 0. If we have the maximum, of course, we are in there. There is a jitter element in order to randomize the waveform a little, and a smooth parameter which can simply smooth a little the waveform. In this part we can merge the waveform. We can use, for example, this configuration, the half with sinus and the half with sawtooth up, and we can of course change the phase of the sinus or the saw up score, of course, but it's basically the same result. We can invert the waveform, and we can resync with this button. With this parameter we can change the depth, which is basically the amplitude of the waveform, and we can change the position with this offset parameter. 0 is the middle. And we can, for example, hold the way for example like this, and we can change, of course, the rate with hertz. 2 hertz is 2 cycles in 1 second. 3, 0.5, and we can change the mode in order to use rhythmic figures. For example, we can use this figure in a tempo or in other tempo. Of course, this is 1 cycle in 1 second. But we can use more, of course. We can change the elements. We can use, of course, different waveforms. That's it. If you want more info, you can click in there and you can access in my Patreon website, Sound Experimentation and New Medias, where you can find every materials for my students and somebody who could be interested. And that's it.